It is called the day of work, although you don't have to work on that day. That's the paradox. So where does this holiday of the 1st of May come from, and why are we actually celebrating it?
Dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes. Undercover agents of the other. Beyond gravel, beyond all.
Hey, hello and welcome to a new video. One of the reasons why I'm doing this YouTube channel is to connect and to exchange with other people around the whole world, and that's why I'm doing this channel in English and not in my native language, German. And I also want to show you a bit of my country and of our culture and our German traditions. So yeah, let's start. And in Germany, the 1st of May is actually a holiday. So you don't work on this day, it's really a free day, you have a day off, the children don't have school on that day. And I'm not quite sure if that's in other countries like this as well, in other European countries. So if you know that, just tell me in the comments, because I'm really interested, you know, if that's a typical German thing or if that's normal in other European countries as well. So what is this holiday about? So the holiday of the 1st of May has actually two origins. The first origin is really old and it comes from our pagan roots. And the second origin isn't that old, it's about 120 years back. It has to do with the workers' revolution. There were kind of demonstrations from workers because people had to work in big factories. And at that time the conditions were quite hard, so they had really to work every day, even on weekends, and the salary was quite low. So they used the 1st of May to demonstrate for their rights. But these demonstrations weren't really peaceful, so it came to conflicts between the police. There were even people injured and even some dead people as well. So later on the government decided to make it a national holiday, also to remember of the, you know, the victims of this day when the people demonstrated for their rights. So to say it historically correct, when the 1st of May actually became a national holiday officially, it was implemented by Adolf Hitler in the Third Reich, and that was accepted and confirmed also by the Allies like the United States, France, England and Russia, who won the Second World War over Germany. So now today it is still a national holiday, and it is called the day of work, although you don't have to work on that day. That's the paradox. But it's called the day of work, and many people have asked that already. Why is it called the day of work and it's a holiday? It's called the day of work because this was the day when people went on the streets to demonstrate for their rights in their working situation. You know, they fought for better circumstances, for a better salary, for more free time. So traditionally the people met and are also still meeting nowadays on the 30th. Yeah, on the 30th, on the evening of the 30th of April, and celebrate and make party until the early morning of the 1st of May. So me and my children and their father have been also to a Mayfire, and every year in this village and in all the other villages around us, Every village has their own Mayfire. They will light it on the evening of the 30th of April. And people will meet and gather together around the fire and drink and talk and maybe dance. Maybe some of them even make kind of games. It can be really fun. Most of the people, of course, drink a lot of alcohol on that evening too. And on the next day, on the 1st of May, you would go, it's a tradition nowadays to go hiking. So most of them start only in the noon, because in the morning they are still sleeping probably, or maybe fighting their headache. Fortunately, this year we had amazing weather on the 1st of May. So yes, we've been hiking a bit as well. We just walked to the neighbor village where there's standing this little castle that you've probably also seen in some of my drone flights. And we walked there and we had a lot of fun and we met other people, and you know, it's really communicative day. Everyone is enjoying, nobody has to work, and it's a very relaxed atmosphere. So now I want to give you some glimpses of how we celebrated the 1st of May. Yeah, so enjoy the pictures.
Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now there's something in the air and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within. Oh, dreamy, breezy we go, easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond all. Hand in hand, building castles out of sand, reaching for the grand. As willows align, we lose track of time. Head up high, now we climb. Dreamy, breezy we go, easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond all. A bigger scale the world inhales as we go. I wouldn't want it any other way, no. Dreamy, breezy we go, easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond all. Dreamy, breezy we go, easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond all.
And yeah, so we really enjoyed that day, and this is what is left over of this tradition. In some areas, people are also still demonstrating and going out on the streets to fight for some, you know, some rights. And it can be a quite political day as well, but it's more in the cities. So now let's talk about the second origin, which is way older and which comes, as I told you already, from our pagan roots. And yeah, it's coming from the Celtic calendar, but it was also celebrated in Germanic tribes, and it comes just naturally from the cycle of the seasons. So it's kind of celebrating the beginning of the like lightful half of the year, the bright half of the year, where the days are growing longer, and it's also a bit about driving away winter by lighting fires, big fires. It can be huge fires. It's about connecting with each other, gathering together, dancing around the fire, and the people also were thankful towards Mother Earth, maybe brought some gifts, some offerings, and the rituals and traditions can differ, but you can find them probably all over Europe. Like all ancient pagan tribes celebrated this holiday. So in the Celtic culture, this holiday was or is known as Beltane or Beltane in Germany, as there were Celts in Germany as well. And later on, in Germany at least, this holiday also was known or named Walpurgisnacht. Nacht means night, and Walpurgis comes from Walburga. Walburga was a nun, actually, and she did many good things. She helped poor people, and there are many stories and tales about her and what she did, and even about miracles and healings. And so I don't actually know what is really the connection between this woman. Yes, I think she was, how do you call it, canonized? And this was on the 1st of May, and that's why people made this connection and called that day Walpurgisnacht from that day on. But there are many stories about this Walpurgisnacht as well, which has connection to witches. So there are tales about witches that would meet and gather in the night of the 30th of April to the 1st of May on the Blocksberg. Blocksberg is, Berg means mountain, and yeah, so it's a name for a mountain. And the witches of all the area would meet on this Blocksberg in that night and dance around the Blocksberg, or fly around it on their brooms. And of course there was a huge fire lit on the Blocksberg, and yeah, it was a kind of witches meeting, a witches gathering. So there are still some leftovers of these witch stories in some areas of Germany, and people would dress like witches. And especially in the areas where the Alemannic tribes have lived, this tradition is still very alive. And maybe you've seen my video where I've talked about Fasching as well, like the German Carnival, which is around that springtime as well. And there are also these Alemannic people are still wearing masks of witches, as the one I've shown you in the videos. And so yeah, a lot of that old culture and traditions survived until today, and people are still you know, remembering and celebrating it. And I kind of like it because yeah, I'm just a person, I like old traditions. I'm very folklore, traditionally. also of other countries. I love to see their costumes and masks and special dances and stuff like that, because it's showing that the world has to offer so much variety and so much magic in a way. So, and I think it would be a pity if that would be forgotten and would be just lost. And so now you know why we celebrate the 1st of May, what it is all about, the two origins, where it's coming from. And I hope you liked my video, and if so, show me with a thumbs up. I'd be very happy about that. If you didn't subscribe to my channel so far, I'd be more happy if you do so. It's for free. And I'll be glad to see you next time again. So have a wonderful day and see you next time. Bye bye. See you.
Dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes. Undercover agents of the other. Beyond gravel, beyond